Hello and welcome back to the Nerds Are Us channel. We are back with a brand new show, hopefully, if this works out. Um, the working title is Foxy's Breakdown. And in this show, we are going to watch really, really, really shit wrestling. But the caveat is that I am going to critique the referees in each video. So while my other two guests here are ripping it apart, I have to actually be professional.
Yeah, the fact that you got fucked up by your own elevator pitch is actually quite impressive, Foxy. I must say, it's impressive. But at least me and Jamie get to blow off some steam. That's a start, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna rip the wrestling apart, but the referee, I'll be nice to the referee.
Yeah, this is it. He's on the clock, you see, so he has to actually write down shit.
Yeah.
Whereas me and you, Jamie, drink beer and slack them off.
Yeah, exactly. You can be somewhat professional. But on this episode, we're going to be watching 3 different matches now. I will precursor this one because all 3 of them have the same referee, so I'm going to utilize this time to. I won't repeat myself if I find something in one match, if it happens again in the next 2. But I will be critiquing each match individually. So, I suppose we better get started. So,
yes, talk us through what has inspired you to this particular promotion, Foxy, if you don't mind me asking. What has dragged you to this?
What has dragged me to the clips we're going to watch tonight?
Yes. What was it about Blake Belakis and Nick King? Was it their names, or was it the fact that they were completely non-existent that brought you to them?
No. To be fair, I was asked to critique the referee that will be in these videos. I was asked to critique his work.
Okay.
And during the course of watching said matches, hence the inspiration for this show.
After watching these matches, I felt like I was losing the will to live. And I said, hey, fuck it, I might as well record on YouTube and make it worthwhile.
So the title has actually a double meaning.
It does,
It's a breakdown of a referee's skill, but it's also my mental breakdown of the wrestling that's in it. So
this is what you get for being too good, Foxy. People ask you for advice and shit. This is why I have to try and be bang average at everything I do, because then no one asks me for help.
But anyway, gentlemen, you have your links, and if you're ready to go, I will count us in. So I'm not gonna say that we have a link down below for people to watch, but
we'll be able to show these in fairness. These are on YouTube.
So actually, to be fair, yeah. So, but in the meantime, 3, 2, 1, play.
Granite.
Excellent. So, Jamie, who are you more intrigued by here? Are you intrigued by Nick King or Blake Belakis?
Whichever one's wearing the highlighter tights.
Yes, that is quite impressive, to be fair.
Somebody else, somebody up here.
Taken the social distancing very seriously by not being there.
Look at that crowd.
That is.
They came in their tens.
Quite literally, there was 10. Ooh, I mean, a nice Metal Gear Solid reference there. Never be game over. Someone's a nerd. Yeah, I didn't think I'd fucking miss that, would you, Blake/Nick?
War. It's changed.
It's all about wrist locks and international spots.
Okay.
To be fair, this is better than I was expecting.
Oh, wait.
All right. The fact that it is essentially taking place in the parking lot of an Arby's really does throw a lot into this match.
That is effective use of floodlights, though.
Yes, to be fair, they've positioned the ring well. They're maximizing the lights. I'm sure this is a very profound story that's been going on, but not really getting it.
It's fucking crippling that out of the fucking 10 people at ringside, 5 of them are on their phones.
They're living in the moment, Jamie. The moment of their own Twitter timelines. Can I just point out, by the way, that the ring is in stellar shape, particularly because the canvas just says wrestling.
Wrestling.
Because you have to have the right canvas, lads. It's very important that you do. You don't want to rock up to a show and you accidentally bring the kickboxing canvas and you slip everywhere. You can't have that.
Imagine it just said kickboxing.
Fencing.
A lot of lockups.
I was about to say, Foxy, is there actually any wrestling that's going to break out in this, or is it just sexual tension?
I've definitely seen worse starts.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, we have seen some bad ones. I mean, was that Living Dead girl one? You remember that one?
Please don't tell me that's on the short list.
No, but I'm sure someone will bring it up.
Yes, I forget that you're actually inviting spots here.
I know.
Fiend.
I love inflicting torture on people.
That you do. Okay, referee was very clearly in the way there, but the camera saved his blushes.
Yeah. I'm trying, I'm trying not to rip into everything, but Dan being somewhat professional.
Yes. I love as well that there is another hard cam set up, but they've just never cut to it.
Yeah.
It's great. It makes me think that there's someone has just come up to the show with his own camera and tripod and just recorded for his own personal reasons.
They've also decided to shoot with the least amount of crowd possible.
That referee really took that chop personally, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's literally felt that in his nipples.
And he's still selling it.
Well, I mean, no one else is fucking selling, so...
True. I know, but there's selling and there's overselling.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't that. It was the overselling of oh, my nipples, and then, oh, now I'm fine.
To be fair, the referee isn't actually inserting himself. He also doesn't look particularly interested. Oh, except for there.
Except for that, what's happening with him is, God love him, he has this condition called campiitis, where every now and then, he'll just be hit with very camp episodes, where just go, oh, you gave me a start. It happens. A lot of people suffer from shows.
I'm so unbelievably camp.
Oh, wasn't that a suplex?
Yes, that is the direction you do it in. The one person off camera just suplex.
It's a bad sign when the crowd start calling spots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's trying to get them into it.
Yeah,
and they're not.
There was a bit of success there. They at least gave him the pity chair.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave him the golf clap.
To be fair, I do think wrestling deserves more golf claps.
There's one woman in the crowd there who was getting really into this.
Yeah.
That guy.
Okay.
You still suck.
Thanks to that guy slagging off Fluorescent Man, I now know he is Nick King. That is grand. I'm glad that's been established now 6 minutes in, so I feel better now about that.
So
Again, this is
far too quick.
There's certain things that Foxy are seeing that we're not. That will the mildest thing will annoy him, whereas us going oh well that I didn't even notice that.
They just did that I fucking hate the thing they just did.
What, they just both
They
sold
both-
9?
They sold until 8.5, and then all of a sudden jumped at our feet.
Yeah. I love that the referee count meant nothing.
Yeah. His cadence is a bit strange. Oh, that was a handful of balls there.
That was a cradle in the grave. Fucking hell. On the plus side, free prostate exam.
Ah.
They're packing up at ringside, lads. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, that's you've lost the crowd, lads, if they're starting to drive away.
Okay, what is he aiming to do? Okay.
Oof.
That answered that. But
Yeah.
to me, it just seems silly. It's like, okay, I'm going to climb to the opposite end. Really, really slow.
Yeah, that's the difference with like doing a spot and not realizing the logic around it. You know, like again, wrestling is kind of like is meant to be like as if you were legitimately trying to do damage. You don't go for the opposite side where you make it harder for yourself.
No, not at all.
I'm sorry, sir.
Oh, there's the car starting, lads. There we go. There's another one. Oh Jesus.
Huh?
Why? That's a fast count.
Yeah. Oh. Nearly fucked that up, to be fair. Oh,
Good powerbomb.
We should have gone for more than a hand on the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we should focus on, Jamie. Proper pinning techniques.
Fucking right.
Get those double legs in, lad. Come on, put your whole body under it.
Like, to be fair, like, he's the only one that's actually like trying to get the crowd into it during the match. Whereas the other chap is just nope.
He has no heel work at all.
No,
like
nothing.
Like if you're to tell me these two were two, like,
so mighty.
Yeah.
The other guy is nothing though. The other guy is he sells everything, which is something, but Jesus.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, that's good.
Please don't let that be the only good thing about this. What the hell was that? Oh dear God.
Oh God.
Oh.
Can we retake the last like 10 seconds there? Because what the fuck was that?
I mean, to be fair, lads, I don't think anyone in the crowd would mind if you like re-shot that.
The kids wrestling at the car there are doing a fairly decent job on the same.
Look, that kid's selling more than the bleeding wrestlers.
He literally is. Oh shit.
Oof.
Running
What's going on outside?
I was gonna say, I'm more intrigued with what's going on inside. Oh, hell. All right then.
Okay.
So
that happened.
Yeah. So that did happen. Yeah. You have alcohol. I don't. Damn you. I could do alcohol. But like, now with that, like obviously, like there's no psychology to the match at all. Like it's so like I'm gonna rip into the match a bit, but I will critique the referee shortly in the moment. But no psychology for the match. They're just doing moves for the sake of moves. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of bling like lockups and then waist locks and then when they try to go into spots, there's no rhyme or reason for it. And so either it's two lads that have absolutely zero clue what they're doing, or it's two new guys having a match against each other. Like they've just been chucked out in front of a crowd.
Possibly, like it kind of looked to me as if like neither lad wanted to work heel, so they just needed to decide to do it. Basically, they decided to do moves and see what came out of it, and then once they basically reached the 8-minute mark, did their finish and went. So it was very like kind of like a low, like there's no thought process to what they were doing, which is very evident for most of it.
That struck me as one of those things where that Blake Bellicus dude seemed to be better, at least relatively speaking, than Nick King. But both of them just seem to be the definition of that kind of lethargy that people can get in front of smaller crowds.
Yeah.
The sort of, they weren't particularly trying a lot there, were they?
No, in fairness.
Like you could definitely see the differences between the two of them. Like as I said, one was actually actively trying to get the crowd in throughout the match, whereas the other just wasn't
bothering.
And he was basically hoping that someone would heckle him and he would have a witty comeback all of a sudden.
Yeah. But like again, you have to actually act like a heel to do that, not wear like fucking green. You know what I mean?
Not just hope that they give everything to you.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a thing called working. But no, but in regards like to the referee, not a fan of him hugging a corner for the majority of the match because I know most new referees do it. It's just because we don't want to get in the way. But if you want to get better, you need to get out of corner, especially even at the start of the match. It's so for the likes of a waist lock or a wrist lock or whatever at the start of a match, you get in there and you ask them, it's like, do you give up?
Because, it's actually important to be part of the match as opposed to actually looking on, like as an observer. Yeah.
Because you forget, like some people do, like they joke about it. It's like, why is he asking him, like, does he give up for a wrist lock? Because in the off chance that this actually does happen, like, he might.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, you never know. That could be that guy's finish. You never know.
Like, I mean, you're calling it like a shoot. Like, I mean, if it was an actual athletic contest and he's actually doing a hold, yeah.
Like, it's a legitimate hold. Like, a wrist lock is a legitimate hold. So, like, you could realistically break someone's wrist with that. So, treat like it's a work shoe. It's like it's a work, but you think shoe. You treat real.
It's one of those things. Like I'm sure you'll kind of make this point as well, but like it's a case of like sometimes you can tell by the referee if the match isn't like any stakes, because if he is not engaged in it, then why should the crowd be engaged in it? Like he's the one actually calling the shot. Like so if he's not like kind of getting like involved in stuff like the wrist locks and something like that, then we know nothing is happening. Whereas if he is engaged, if he is asking the questions, then it's actually like switching us on again, going, okay, right, he's asking, there's something going on, let's watch the match. Whereas basically you could almost like time it to when the referee gives a shit about the match to actually pay attention, if you know what I mean. And you don't want that either.
Which is a shame because like it just seems like his mind is wandering for most of it. And that's a shame. But like his cadence is very strange because his count goes really fast on some things, but yet he's very slow on the likes of being on the ropes. It's like you need to get in there and it's like, come on, get off the ropes, come on, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you've broken it up. Like it, there's always ways to work around that. Like if they need time, you should be working with the boys, like to better the match, not just because I have to. Like I'm wearing the stripes, I have to do it. Like
realistically, the referee should be the foil for the heel.
Like
if the referee's not going to make sure the rules are enforced, then it's a lot harder for the heel to get heat.
Yeah,
like breaking the rules.
You're taking away any form of like you're making it a lot more difficult for a heel to actually be a heel. When you're the one that's supposed to be enforcing the rules and you're not, then what do the heels care? Like they can just break the rules if they want. because you're not enforcing them. So it is a shame about that, but like, I just hope that with the next couple that he doesn't repeat it, like some of these things. But that was number one. So hopefully we'll get a little bit better on the wrestling.
The one thing I did notice about the referee in that actually was he sold everything they did really well, but the in between parts, it looked like, to be fair, he seems new because he didn't. He looked like genuinely like he didn't know what to do with his hands.
Yes, a lot of it you can call down to nerves and just not having the right training, or at least, and then with the reps and with the experience, you'll learn from that. And having genuinely good tutorage, will tell you that, like, because like it's very simple things, but you don't think of it in the heat of the moment. Because, like I said, as a referee, you kind of think you're not important, but as Mr. Foxington would say, you're the third person in the match. Of course, you're important. So,
a good referee can make the difference between a okay match into a good match, or a okay match into a really bad match. Like, it really depends. So that's how important you are to a match overall. And so I hope it's a case of just, okay, he's relatively new. I really hope that is the case, because I don't want to rip into a referee, especially if they're new. I do want to give them encouragement for their work and just tweak. It's like, try not to do this, do this a bit better, take your time and do this. The double down was one of the things that kind of bothered me in that, because it was far too fast.
Yeah,
like it was almost to the point where, like, he's getting to 8 and the lads are only starting. They have to spring up basically.
Yeah.
Because it's that quick. When people are down for a double down, you have to, like, you ready? You's okay? Do you know what you're doing? Grant, right? 1. He's okay. Take your time.
Like every count is almost 2 seconds in its own right.
Yeah. Like, everyone has their own cadence, but you're doing it in a way that benefits the competitors, and like you're working toward helping the match overall. But on to the next one.
Good start. I have to say, it's a hot start, lads. I'm hooked now, lads. I'm hooked. So, Foxy, what have we got next for us on the shopping list?
So we have another match. I'm trying to think the name now.
We can cut this part out.
Yes, we can. So it is P.T. Beckham versus Tommy Davidson.
Oh, wow.
Some stellar names. Anyway, so if you're around. Anyway.
Oh, shit. I've literally just realized these shows are from, like, the depths of the first wave of COVID.
Yeah.
That explains the 20 people in a fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
And if you look very carefully, it's like social distancing and masks encouraged. The best little mud show in such and such. Like,
fair enough.
Great. So
did not see one mask.
Yep.
Anyway, so if she's ready, 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Flea markets, man. Where would we be without them?
Not entertained.
No.
I appreciate PT putting PT on his gear so we know who's who.
Thank you, good sir, for helping us find out who you are. Again, I don't know if it's a pet peeve for you guys, but I hate when lads have clashing gear in terms of color schemes. Gets on my tits. Like, they're both wearing black, red, and white trim. Like, it's a pretty simple thing, lads. Like, maybe like ask what color gear you're wearing. You're not coming onto them. Like, you're trying to actually stand yourself out here.
Nice dodge.
Very nice dodge. And nice yeet into the post as well.
Ooh.
Is this the same referee?
Same referee.
He looks far more comfortable in and around the ring.
I think this is the same show, Jamie.
Well, apparently earlier in the night he was more comfortable.
He was getting tired. I mean, can you not tell from the vintage wrestling apron that it's the same one? That canvas never gets old. What the hell?
So one of my pet peeves, like of wrestling, especially at the start of the match. So you go in, lock up, headlock. You get pushed into the ropes. Now, my pet peeve is when you have a headlock on someone and they back you in, but you let it go because you have to hold the rope. Never do that. No. Never do that. Because what's stopping them from just like, I'm out of the headlock. Thanks. Bye. Boom. It's a little thing, but it makes a big difference on your presentation as a wrestler. Like the tope was really nice, actually. He did it early enough, so he's still fresh. Why? What is stopping him from getting out of that?
Oh, he has a foot. Oh
no. My one weakness.
Okay, back in the ropes. Off the ropes. The ropes aren't even tightened.
No.
They're loose.
There's no spring in them whatsoever.
No. He got whiplashed on that. Again, in the corner. Come on, count it. 1.
Those kids are
black eye. Just so I know now, the ref has a black eye.
I take ref bumps seriously here.
Theodore, this flea market really takes DQ losses very badly.
Yeah. One, two. A quick count.
Before he was looking at the mat. He was looking at where he was slapping.
Well, he was looking at where he was counting.
Yeah.
Like the shoulders.
That is a very basic thing, to be fair.
Powerbomb.
Oof.
Little crowd reaction.
I mean, fair. If you don't pop for a powerbomb, then the crowd is the problem.
Here now. I think we're having a.
No! Abort! Oh, for fuck's sake!
Come on!
I can't do a powerbomb safely, so let's turn it into a buckle bomb.
That's safer.
That's a tree.
No. He counted 3 there. Like he counted 3, but Beckham actually stopped the pin. It's like I was saying there. Like the referee just looks so disinterested, and like this is a objectively better match than what we've seen earlier on. So like.
But again, it still follows the same trend as the last one.
Yeah.
They're doing moves for the sake of moves rather than actually being the logic.
That's true.
I love that they put the elbow pad in his pocket because he knew for a fact he threw it out, he was getting nicked.
Another high spot again. Like same drop kick.
I don't know why I hate that drop kick, because it's just like, every time I see it, I see Psycho Sid.
No. No.
Especially with that canvas, like that canvas is so looks so slick that can happen.
This actually looks like the show where your man did the moonsaults and.
Yeah, it's the same category, is what I would say, Jane.
Yeah. Roughly the same budget.
Yes, probably the same state.
Why?
What?
Why?
Okay, did you just change your minds there, lads? Ref, help. Ref,
what are you doing?
Like people bring their own seats. It's a WrestleMania.
Ref, what are you doing? You're on the outside with them. Stop counting.
Oh.
He's just not counting now because the guy's.
Yeah, because he got to 8 and they're not listening.
No, he's doing it too fast. Like that wasn't even an 8-second count. Like he literally had, as Foxy was saying, he started counting in the ring, then went out and kept counting.
When you start your count, I'm just gonna do it right now. When you do your count, you stay in the ring. You stay in the ring.
That's
you
the reason you
get
do
out.
the count. To tell him to get back in.
If you step out of the ring, your count it's done. You don't count it. Like basically, you're getting out to give them a polican to get in. You give them the warning, say, "Come on, get back in." Otherwise, like I'll have to start counting you. Right, I'm gonna start counting you. Getting back in. Now, 1, you start your count. Come on, 2, like work away from there. Not just get out and continue counting. It's like doing the leg around the pole. Like, what are you doing? Like, I know what you're doing. Stop it! Don't do that. Like, you have to have some cop on with it.
Yeah.
And,
like I said, like you said about again, a similar vein has been apparent here in both matches. Like you can't tell which one is the heel, and that does come from the fact that if the referee's not in it, you can't banter with the referee. That's just an avenue you're not taking then. So it's just the same thing over and over again,
It could also be a case that they don't even tell him at why.
Oh fuck.
And again, the reason why you don't do stuff like that because listen to the pop. I promise there was a pop. It was over there somewhere.
There was no pop. No pop. There was a slight
the crowd reaction you would have got if a dog got shot in the middle of the ring.
So that's that. And with that,
Foxy, I'm losing the will to live here.
Yeah, you can understand. You can understand why,
Jesus.
Can I just draw your attention to the fact I've just clocked onto the company's YouTube channel here. Shane Douglas is in one of these.
Is he?
Yes.
Talk versus Shane Douglas versus Neil Cutter.
Neil Cutter, yes. No relation, I promise.
When you say
Jimmy
that,
Jacobs is here as well.
show it on it just Dennis.
Yes.
What's up next?
No, but with that, it's. I was doing the critique during it, and it's there's a lot of repeated offenses. So still hugging the corner. Now, chances are it's probably still on the same show, but it's again. That's why I'm trying not to repeat certain things. I'm going with the assumption that this is the same show, and still hugging the corner. It is counting. Definitely needs to change up for that. Definitely not on the outside. A little bit of cop on. The wrestling was a bit more faster paced, and there was a bit more in it. But again, like the last one, it was a lot of fucking moves for the sake of moves, and not so much logic. I doubt they were even communicating with the referee at all.
Yeah, that's what it came across as. It came across as if they were just having their own match and the ref was just there to just go to keep track of it in a sense. Whereas it's not often meant to be that way.
No.
Both matches, the referee seemed really intimidated by the lads and he didn't want to get anywhere near it. But part of me is wondering, is it because of COVID?
I don't know.
Is he taking the social distancing too seriously? That's why he won't look at them.
They might do the show.
Yeah. That's why he doesn't look at the faces during the pain. He just looks at the mat going 1, 2, 3.
He had no air of authority about him. There was no do what I say or I will throw this match out. It was
It does very much come across like he's really new as a referee. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I've made some mistakes before, but like in regards to like, okay, the power bomb happens, 1, 2, his shoulder is still down.
Yeah.
That should be a tree.
That should be a tree, and you should be brave enough to call it a tree. Like if he doesn't kick out, it doesn't kick out. Like that's the way you should always treat the match.
It's their responsibility to kick out. It's on you to make sure you count the tree.
Yeah.
Now, when it's a questionable call, it's like people do pick up on it a lot quicker than they do other things. But I'm not gonna crucify him for that because it does happen. Like, you do want them to actually like, you need to kick out. So you kind of like, like, oh, it was a 2.
Yeah.
But
I think the biggest way there to count the 3, but not then call for the bell like that. Your hand hits, but you're like, oh no, 2, it was 2.
Yeah, you can always play it off that way.
Yeah, like and even then you're buying them an extra half second. If they can't be arsed kicking out after that, something's probably gone wrong anyway.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Like I think the greatest offense for me from that referee in particular is that he just looks so disinterested. You know, like granted, if you're a trained referee, like fair enough, like you might have kind of issues with like being in the wrong place, the wrong time, and that sort of stuff. But like at least you should be committed to actually being the referee, paying attention to the match. Like he was only paying attention when stuff was happening outside of a wrist lock, and it was the same in the last match as well. You know, like if you are gonna be a referee, actually be serious about it. Like again, you're the only you have to think of it in real terms. You're the only person that will decide this match. That is a responsibility, and you have to act like you're responsible, not just like be there and go whenever it's your time. It doesn't work that way. Like you actually have to care about the match you're in. Interact with the people, like literally talk to them, interact, like say certain things. Like I don't know if you noticed as well, Foxy, but he doesn't seem to actually communicate during the match with the lads.
No,
they just do the match themselves, and he's just there as a bystander.
Well, that's why I said it. It's like it seems to me like they don't communicate with him at all. He is literally just there and to count. Evident. But whereas this should be the opposite. He should be the one like communicating to them, and they should be likewise communicating to him in order. Definitely. But again, like going with the assumption that like it's new people. So this, when you're putting all new people in that environment, it's not like it's very few times that actually work out for the best.
Yeah.
More often than not, it just it'll go downhill very quickly. So and it's a shame. But that would also come down to like training. Now most wrestling schools over there will probably just teach them, like, they'll throw a short at you and just like, here, you're the referee tonight, go out there. Don't teach them anything though. It's like, here's how you do it, here's why you do it, and here's what not to do. Like it whereas like it's just, no, go out there, all you have to do is count the tree. No, there's a lot more to it than that.
Sure.
It's a literal rule book.
Yeah. Maybe read that to start off, maybe just to get your facts straight. Yeah. Same.
Like the rules will always like vary from promotion to promotion. So it's just a case of like actually doing your research and even talking to the promoter. Just saying, look, what's your policy on this? Like, what do you think? It's like, are you against this, or are you against this, or do you need this? It's their promotion, so like you need to ask these things because it will benefit you in the long run. Because then you come prepared for whenever a situation arises. So, yeah, I think that'll be that one. But like, moving on.
Yes, just on that last match, the biggest sin I saw in that, from my uneducated view, and you can give your take on it, but was the fact that he counted at least one of those pins staring directly at where his hand was hitting the mat.
Yeah,
the pin was over there.
Yeah, you should always when a pin happens, you should always do your count at the shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
so that like it like you have to visually see their shoulders on the mat, or to do the count. Now, granted, like if it's for a spot, to create drama, or if it's a case where you can't get there quick enough, or the positioning is very off, it's like
As long as you have an eye line, like if you can actually see the shoulders being down, that's the reason to create a count.
Yeah, like there's always ways around it, but like more often than not, like the general rule is make sure that you can see the shoulders down, both of them, and you do your count. So if I
mean, you can fake an eye line, like
exactly.
So long as the camera can't really tell what the referee can see from his exact. So look at the lads at the very least, though, don't.
Because I mean, like I could be like this, but I can see like there, and I can actually like my peripheral. I can see this. So, but
if you can't see the shoulders, fake it.
Yeah, but you can always make sure it's like at least like if you're looking at the shoulders, you can know if you're good enough. You can know that like okay, they're kicking out mid swing. It's like grand, quick, like pull the arms, like boom, 2-2, or if. Again, like if it happens where like they get their shoulder up as you hit, it's like no 2, he got it, he literally got it. There's always a way around it. Well, moving on to match number 3,
our main event,
if you'd call it that. But
you said the best of last Foxy is what I'm trying to get for this.
No, wait, no, I don't know.
Dig a hole, man. Come on, it's better.
Yeah, I know. Dig it. No, this match is between Roy Lewis versus Conley. One word name.
Oh yeah, always.
Probably thinks he's Madonna. I don't know.
Either he's a token Irishman that every promotion had to have.
Just from the image alone, it's like one looks like he's a shooter, like amateur background.
Yeah.
And the other one just looks homeless.
Homeless shooters. Yes, there's a lot of them in America.
But if everyone's ready to go, with a 3, 2, 1, play. And we'll lock up.
Yes, there we go.
How many? Oh, come on.
That should be a big deal. Like,
what?
He pulled his hair. They handed it to the referee, and he was still like, "What do you want me to do now? Fuck off."
He needs to stop holding on to ropes. He really does. Like, do you know what the worst thing is now? Like I presume it's the Conley character. He actually did look at the referee to like try and get a response, and it's just like as if he was like properly shitting it, asking, "Don't involve me in the match, please."
I'm not sure because like I don't know who's supposed to be who.
I'm guessing Roy Lewis is the shooter.
I hope Roy Lewis is the shooter, just so James Brage can have a fucking long lost cousin.
But then again, like the shooter could actually be like Conley.
Yeah, possibly.
I don't know because we haven't been told this. Wrist lock, roll back.
Jesus Christ, the actual wrestling's breaking out. Holy fuck. This wasn't part of the brochure. The only wrestling in this show was on the canvas.
Ah, come on.
Getting strong Trevor from GTA 5 vibes.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
I was thinking more so Bobbin if he actually did lose his job.
I don't want to cast aspersions, but that man has done meth.
I mean, that would be a stretch, Jamie, to assume that he's done it just once.
But like, he knows what it tastes like.
That receding hairline.
Mm.
It's certainly a look.
Yes.
Small digit manipulation. And the referee is just not there.
He's
Come
just not even
on.
looking at the match.
I appreciate that he recognized he should be able to see it. So he did walk around.
But it wasn't even a walk, it was a shuffle. It was like a was around this corner. Oh, you're doing the thing. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna hold my nipples again.
Your drunk ass on the mat.
At least there's like 2 people in the crowd giving a shit about this match.
Every match has had at least one person really into it. I'm guessing they're relatives.
Yeah. Or the wife going, where the match we can go fucking home.
This guy with the long hair, like he's one of the, I can already tell, he's one of these guys that doesn't like to be chopped at all. Because the arm was coming up for that.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it was the instant the response, like
literally, like I don't want to be chopped. Why? Don't pump off a chop.
Oh, he did it again there. I saw it now. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah.
To be fair, like he's got the pacey skin for it. Like he should be welcoming chops because they look brilliant on him. He takes a few on the chest there, and he looks like he's in the fucking war. He looks like he's been shot. Like,
come on, sell the fucking thing.
To be fair, if he was a little more willing to take shit, he'd actually look like Necro Butcher.
Yeah. Yeah. Necro Butcher is my favorite wrestler, but I refuse to.
What the fuck? He just grabbed his dick right there.
Yeah, couple times.
We can see now why he got into wrestling.
Insert redacted like wrestler here.
Fucking sure, yeah. Which one would you like? We have a fine selection.
The one that really liked people to grab something.
Mm-hmm. To be
also
fair,
insert fucking list of people here.
We have a fine selection, please.
I was gonna say the guy receiving there didn't seem to particularly enjoy it, so I'm guessing it's much more like the guys on the longer list.
I'm glad they actually figured out what they were doing with that wrestling.
Okay. Good suplex.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, he's actually selling.
It took him 5 minutes.
The crowd loves one more time.
They just look beat people getting hurt in front of him.
Yeah.
And I, for one, agree with that sentiment.
Every match has had that spot, though, where the crowd actually pops for it, so they're like, one more time!
Yeah.
My God, they did something in front of us. And it wasn't shit. Come on, Roy. Keep talking to Conley there over the top of his head for everyone to fucking hear.
Not the referee, though. He's too far away.
Yeah, that's true. And that guy just did not want to go over the top rope, did he?
To be fair, with the way this ring is set up, I'm not sure it was an option.
Don't blame him.
Jesus Christ.
3 minutes remaining. Good luck.
Thank you for this. Point is PA. Please get your fucking wrestling ring out of the parking lot. We have a sewage truck on the way, and we'd rather have that than you stinking up the place. And bear in mind as well, like, they have a PA in because the ref will not do that job himself. But you don't need someone going 7 minutes have expired. Like, you know, like, let the ref do that. Now again, I don't get why he's counted, because what does he expect to do when he gets the 5? Like, is he actually going to DQ him because he's on the top rope?
Okay, at least like there's a separation there.
Again, that
What you should have done there is you should have hit it, sold, crawled over at the scramble for the pin. 1, 2, kick out.
Yeah.
Well,
Instead of
come
double down, it's over
on.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus.
Go.
Go.
So a triangle, but your shoulders are down.
It wasn't even the triangle. It was like, here, smell me taint for a while.
Yeah. That's...
Is that even a triangle? He's literally just like wrapped his legs around his neck.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on the neck there. You literally just like, look, got your taint.
Oh, that's tailbone. Oh,
To be fair, he fucking deserved it for that terrible move.
and it's over.
Like, fuck.
Oh,
Why are you shocked?
Fuck's sake. Wait,
Because he was in such a
was
war.
that meant to be the finish?
Conley.
Oh shit.
I know.
Okay.
The Royal Oaks was the homeless person after all. Well, I won't be more.
Okay.
Connolly seemed fairly shocked there.
So there's some jaw jacking going on.
I can respect that.
Okay.
Ref. Yeah.
Oh shit, this must involve we've seen him yet. Ring the bell, lads. There we go. Oh shit.
Come on.
Actually holding back for folks.
Wait. Come on. That roster just jobbed him the fuck out. When a referee calls for people to come out and fucking separate them, there should be like 10 people already ready to go there. Like, not like, oh, another minute of waiting before they actually come out.
Is that one of FTR?
Who knows? Why do we get the feeling that there was also a little bit of a shoot there?
It felt like a bit more heated than it should have been.
Now,
Wow.
so that was match 3, and boy, that was yeah, it happened. Fucking hell.
If that's the best Little Mud show, I am terrified of what the worst Little Mud show looks like.
I know. Like a lot of repeat offenses from the same referee. We'll chalk it up to being like, okay, he's really new. It's the same show, and yeah, but if I was the referee. If I was the referee, I'd be working on like trying to get my communication more so, because it's non-existent. And then apart from that, my positioning, I'd be moving away from the corner and hugging the rope all the time.
Yeah.
Be more assertive and get in there. Like when they're doing something wrong, show that you're the authority in the match and like call it. Like this is what your job is. It's like, no, I'm the one in charge. It's like, you need to let that go because it's illegal. You have till 5. Let it go. 1. Come on. 2, 3, 4. Let it go. Be assertive with it. It does come with time. It really does. Like, and it's an awful thing because it's not something you can easily practice in, say, a training school. You unfortunately have to learn on the job. The problem is that it could take you a long time if these things aren't pointed out to you early. So you start to develop bad habits. Like, yeah, like it just seemed like the boys didn't want to communicate to him either.
Yeah.
They were just
He looked like an afterthought from
Yeah.
both like from the wrestler's point of view and the promotion's point of view.
which is not the way it should be at all. Like they should be coming to you. It's like, here, I'm lost. Like tell them the what's next. Like I need to know. It's like communicate. Like it does make a hell of a difference, and it's easy to do.
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
A lot of lads forget that it's actually. Oh, I need to call stuff to him. No, call it to the ref. The ref is there. Is the middleman for that.
Yeah.
So, I again like.
But like you talk about like the suspending disbelief and treating it all like it's a shoot. There is not a single reason in the world why a wrestler would not be able to talk to the referee in the match at any point. And you can make it look like you're shouting at him. You can make it look like you're angry. You can be fucking anything.
Yeah.
But why, like, taking that out just seems a bit ridiculous.
I know. It does. It affects matches like overall like crazy. It's like I talked about earlier. It's the fact that like a good ref can make a difference between a bad match and a good match. It's very true because it's come down to a lot of communication. If you have good communication with the people you're working with, then you can have good matches, almost on a very consistent basis. You'll get the odd hiccup here and there, but like still, it gets a lot easier, and therefore, when you're more comfortable, you perform better. When you perform better, it makes it easier for the overall product to look good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like that's all I can really like critique him on, like, and not repeat myself too much. But apart from that, the wrestling was, as we expected, terrible. But there was glimpses of like good things there. It's just that it's drowned out by like how bad, like non-logical it is.
Yeah. It looked to me like there was just literally like no thought put into any of the wrestling show. It was a show for the sake of it, you know. From the three we've seen, maybe the ones that they didn't put up on YouTube were like fucking like Othello level fucking narrative dramas, but I highly doubt it somehow. But even then, like it kind of seems like kind of par for the course then that the officiating is of the same level, you know. But again, like Foxy, obviously being a man of the black and white stripes, has to be a little bit generous about it. Myself and Jamie do not.
Yeah.
We can be very more decisive about our words if we wanted to.
Yeah, you have that option to do that now because it means I don't have to.
Yes, that's true. It would be great if there was a referee in those matches, to be honest.
To be fair, the absolute fucking highlight from what we watched from him was right at the end of that third match. Like, to be genuinely fair, because that was the one time when he actually was putting himself in between them, was actually involved, opened his mouth, called for help, told them to stop. It was like he suddenly came alive, but
that was my point. That's the thing I noticed throughout the entire thing. It was like he actually like switched into gear, into referee mode when he knew he was needed. When he needed a pin, when he needed a submission, or like I said, with the breakup at the end. But for everything else, he was literally just there in the corner.
Yeah.
Like he reminded me of like the AI referee in like SmackDown versus Raw. He only clicks into gear when the pin is happening. He just sits in the corner going, oh. You know, that's the thing. Like, it's just like was that your training was fucking like AI Earl Hebner? I mean, you could do a better role models, lads. Just saying, you know. But that's how he came across. Like, he came across like an afterthought, and as I said, it shouldn't be, in every sense of the word. Like, you are the third person at a match. Fucking steward it. You know, that's what you're there for. You know. And much of the point of like I'm sure you'd probably say the same thing yourself, Foxy, about stuff being so illogical. Like, a lot of his issues can be solved by simply asking the question, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, why do you count the pin? Why do you have to count the pin? Why do you have to look at the shoulders when you're counting the pin? You know, why do you have to go out of the ring to count? Like literally asking them and explain the logic of it solves half of his problems.
Yep.
You know? because clearly he hasn't been told. He's been rote learned into being a referee, but not been actually told like brick by brick how do you actually build up that refereeing intelligence, if that's a phrase to use.
Like it like refereeing, like it takes time. It really does. And like I said earlier, the only way that you can really learn how to be better is by learning on the job. You learn through actual real life experiences rather than in a training school.
Yeah.
Like you can learn basic positioning in a school, but like being an actual like professional referee, you have to learn on the job, because a live crowd is very different monster when it comes to a show. If you're in training, you just have matches, but when you're on a show, the adrenaline and with like the crowd as well, it feeds into that. Like that energy does feed like the lads and the ladies like that wrestle. So they'll do things that they wouldn't normally do in training. So therefore, like there's more chance of either an accident or some sort of risks being taken that don't need to.
Yeah.
But it'll also allow it. It may also require a referee to actually step in there, because at the end of the day, a referee is technically a first responder if any accidents do happen, because we're the first point of like contact to say, no, he is injured. We need help. Get a medic out here now. Or it's a case of like, are you okay?
Exactly,
can you continue? It's like, okay, right, we're going home with this. It doesn't matter. Like, right, pin him. That's it. We're done. 1, 2, 3. Let's get you to a medic. Like that's the way. Like, but that will come with time. It really will, and I hope for the sake since that particular show has happened, I hope that he's gotten better though.
One thing that you just said there, to your point, is that live crowds kind of feed the energy, that they bring everything up. So on that note, I'd like to rescind my criticism about him not being animated enough, because I'm sure when he does get in front of a live crowd, that'll come too.
It does take time.
When there isn't when there's more people than cars in the arena.
It'd help. It'd help,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
It does, like it does make a big difference having a bigger crowd now. But the way I always do it is that even if it's a smaller crowd, like I've worked in front of like over 2,000 people, like, and I've worked in like for 20 people, so it's like very different, like energy level for it. But I still treat it the exact same way, like, because I don't dwell on the fact that there's 2,200 in a place, or if there's 20. I don't dwell on that. All I care about is they react. If they react, that makes it easier for people that are working in the ring. Because when they react to what's going on in the ring, it makes it so much easier. Because trying to call something is difficult enough, but having that extra little bit of noise in the background really helps.
Helps a lot about it, yeah. Like that was very evident in some matches where like the guy was clearly calling spots, and the camera not being too ticket, not to fucking like pull away or look at something else or whatever it is. You actually see him going and literally run to the finish. Like legit, like if I had the auto subtitles on, you probably would have heard what spot was coming up next. It was that fucking audible, But so you see your point. Like again, like you can't blame the crowd for that as well. Like that is just down to very bad training and very bad like direction. Like you can guarantee, like this promoter probably doesn't give a flying shit about this, really. Like he's probably in there getting his fucking burger. Like fuck the match. Like
he's already left with the gate.
He probably did. He did a yeah.
Yeah, you did not want to say
there,
that,
but I will not.
Yeah. Let's go with DCW. Okay.
Yes, let's go with Dave Long. He did a Dave Long. He fucked off.
Like, I don't care. Like that.
I love that me and you had the exact same thought process there as well. We all saw it happen.
Yeah. We were there.
We were
there. We saw. We lived it. It's like, but anyway, like, I hope at least like this was somewhat entertaining for you because it was mildly like headache inducing for me trying to
I found
be
it very
on
educational, to be fair. You know, I mean, it meant that actually I might actually be able to be a referee. You know, if I've got 2 working knees, I mean that's a start, isn't it? Like,
yeah, it does help having 2 working knees because
yes.
like
Well, if you next time you get chopped, Foxy, I'll pretend to hold my nipples, but then that apparently is like the first bar exam for referees to react and hold your nipples. You have to do that. You have to do that at the next show now. Like literally, when someone gets chopped, you go, "Woo!"
I think I have done that before. That's what's worse about it.
Yeah.
But like this selling then is just like overdoing it. Like it can be very distracting.
It's one thing to hold them, but it's one thing to go full Mel Gibson. I'm going, oh God, my nipples are so tight.
Aww. Yeah, thanks for that mental image. I remember that,
Welcome.
that episode.
Fair, we needed more better mental images than that fucking wrestling, to be honest. I would happily take that.
But anyway, if you did like the video, please consider giving a like and subscribe. There's plenty more like content on the Nerds Are Us channel. I'd like to thank my guests for this evening, John and Jamie, putting you through this torture.
We're also sponsored by alcohol, and thank you very much for your contribution. And please sponsor us. We'll need more for this fucking series. I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. But on that note, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you again. Bye.